So, welcome to Magic Bringers Rising for the week of October 30th through November 5th. Stay tuned for this episode where we talk all about the cosmic energy of the week, including some big eclipse integrations and how they can affect your energy, your vitality, and the way you bring your magic into the world. Stay tuned. Welcome to Magic Bringers Rising Chats, a show by Super Secret Powers. I'm your host, Lindsay Baldessano, and let's get ready for a dose of energy healing, channeled guidance, and humor to keep your intuitive flow open and your roots grounded so you can lead the life of healing, spiritual purpose, and magic that you want. So, before we dive into today's episode, I just wanted to let everybody know that I have introduced a whole new form of sessions. It's a text boxer or email based package, and it's really for those people who are busy or who are at work or who do not have like a quiet home and space where they can get deep down and personal on something like a telephone call or a video call. So you shouldn't let your busy schedule prevent you from getting the clarity and the resolution that you need. So I came up with this package where we can just text for one day or for 3 days or even for a whole week, really depending on where you are and what you need. So take a look at the link in the comments to find out more about those. And now we'll get on to the episode. So now there's no excuse for not getting the clarity and resolution that you do need. All right. Anyway, this is a post eclipse week. We still have like a week left for the shadow period, the post shadow period of eclipse season, at least for what most people say. I tend to think it's longer because I tend to see that eclipse medicine goes in like these 4-month spurts, 6-month spurts until, of course, then the next eclipse. It's like this continuing evolutionary theme as we go on, and it tends to hit upon a lot of different but related things as the eclipses come around. Let me turn my sound off. So, post eclipse week is about integration. It doesn't always mean it's a busy week, like productivity wise. It could mean that it's just a busy mental week where we're busy organizing our thoughts again, reprioritizing, just moving things around so that we have the space or we can create the space for the things we now want to manifest because we have more clarity on it now. That's what's coming forward. Because it's in alignment with where the cosmic influence is within us and all that beautiful thing. I think this might be a little bit more productive than usual, though, because we have Saturn going direct on Halloween, and we have a cosmic height in the sky from Wednesday onward. We have a Master 11 day Thursday. And then we have a few other transits and conjunctions and oppositions, actually, that are going to kind of shake us up and bring a little bit more clarity. Like there's Venus in opposition to Neptune, Sun in opposition to Jupiter, and Mercury in opposition to Uranus as we come into the weekend. Those aren't necessarily bad things, but they do help us set a very specific tone. Certainly boundaries. So this weekend might be about boundary work. It might be about work-life balance. It might be about relationships and support. It could go a couple different ways, depending, of course, on where you are and where these things fall into your chart and into your life. But yeah, I'm not thrilled personally with the popping up of the Mercury in opposition to Uranus. Kind of feel like there's surprises in that necessarily good ones, but ones I wouldn't necessarily take as literal or at face value. Take some time to ponder on any words or hurtful words or revelations, like secrety kind of things that might come across this weekend, and see how it really affects you, if it affects you at all. Because of course we all tend to, be reactionary until we come into our awareness and into our consciousness and learn to start trusting our intuition a little bit more. So, until you're at that point where you have a little bit of mastery and discernment under your belt, your toolkit for life, yeah, just treat it with a grain of salt and see what it actually has to do with you first, right? Because sometimes people just want to share because they think it's going to make it, a deeper relationship, or they think, like, I don't know, they have to come clean. It's a weird energy where it's just like, why are you making this my business? I was perfectly happy not knowing any of that. That's like TMI. So, at least that's where my boundaries are with things, of course, because I am a person who's just like, I don't have to know every single thing about you to know if I like you or if I find value in our relationship. So, people can have their own privacy in my world. So, anyway, integration week. I mean, I think this all is integration. And certainly today, because I'm getting Magic Bringers Rising off on a Monday instead of a Sunday, this first day of the week, it certainly has me a little bit more tenderhearted than than I usually am. Let's put it that way. But this eclipse season has been hitting my heartstrings a little bit more, which I find interesting because it's like I'm all fire and logic and let's go and but it's a good shift, and I can feel how it's helping me release a lot of stuff. So I certainly have to do a lot more caretaking around my body, making sure I'm drinking, water, Gatorade, whatever I need to keep the body and the electrolytes going and my flow going, and, really stretch out and keep releasing and moving some of the energy that might be feeling a little stagnant in certain places in my body. So those are all beautiful things to do, especially this week. I was just still like, don't be too impulsive. This is still eclipse time. It is still a time of deep magic where things are coming in, but there's still seeds. And not everything is going to be ready to be acted on right this week, no matter what Saturn direct says, right? Or crazy eclipse, I have to do this now, impulsiveness says. So, just be discerning. Lean into the responsibility aspects of Saturn going direct. What is your responsibility in this? And use this week to kind of just do that reprioritization. And, find your balance with it. Find the flow that's going to work over the next couple months instead of just trying to change everything now, pivot now, right before the holiday season. That's like soul sabotage. Yeah. Give yourself time and space. And remember that responsibility that we can tap into, because now we have Saturn direct energies, that also applies to you. Being responsible toward yourself, toward your care, towards your nourishment, toward your not beating up your body because you're going to go and do crazy things. Whatever. If you do it with intention and do it for the betterment of all instead of just the betterment of the one. do it for the betterment of, you and your clients, or you and your family, or you and your friend group, you and your whatever local community seems to apply to that situation. So that way, you're just kind of spreading that around, because this is also, it could be a time for great manifestation. I'm just a little cautious in speaking toward, everybody on the webosphere and saying, like, manifest everything now, go and do the whole things. And it's just like, sometimes manifestation needs to take its own time and space. And just because we got a revelation, an insight, a psychic hit, doesn't always mean it needs to be fully enacted right now in this moment. Sometimes it's just the very gentle laying of a new seed that we have to grow into something sustainable. Okay? Okay. So with that, my magical bringers, I am just going to leave you with some selenite blessings today for this week. And may you find flow and wellness this week. Maybe something new you haven't experienced, or haven't experienced in quite a while. All right? Happy Samhain, everybody. And for those who celebrate especially, remember to look below for the links to my text and email packages. And of course, stay tuned for the Living with Intuition episode with me and my friend Andrea, where we chat all about what it is like to live with intuition and then to begin thriving with intuition, which drops on Wednesday. So look for that, and please like, share, follow Super Secret Powers, share it with somebody who might need to hear it, and brightest blessings.